All right, viewers, you have one job today. That's to count how many zombies Tim kills during this test chamber episode. I'm your host, Andrew Reiner. Jeff Cork's here.
Hello.
And Tim Turi's the one standing on the car with a cool Servbot helmet.
Hi.
This is Dead Rising 3 from Capcom Vancouver and Microsoft Studios. And Tim and Jeff, you both love the hell out of this.
It's a fun game.
When you were playing it in the conference room, I don't think I've heard that much gleeful cackling in a long time.
There's definitely a lot of things in this game that can elicit some of that from anyone playing it.
Well, let's just talk about the series as a whole a little bit here. You know, the first one was set in a mall. The second one was set in a casino to a large degree. Where does this one take us?
Los Angeles.
Just Los the city streets of
It's Los Perdidos. Yeah, I think in this world, like, Los Angeles may or may not exist, but it's the same thing with, like, Las Vegas to Fortune City, you know? Mm-hmm. They're like, if we can make up our own, let's make up our own. So, yeah, it's definitely a larger scale than any of the previous Dead Risings.
And whenever I've been watching you've been in the city streets, do you actually go into an interior or buildings?
Yeah, definitely. There's I mean, like, here's one.
Well, this is a garage.
Yeah, I mean, they get more involved than this, but I mean, there's lots of, usually there's shortcuts, you know. Usually it's like, you'll go and open a door, and then, hey, you can jump out a window, and, hold on, there's some whiskey, I need some whiskey. And, you know, it's usually things like that, but there are some larger interior sequences, like you'll go through sewers and stuff like that. I can make a cool toy here.
What are you doing?
My focus here on this test chamber is mostly
random stuff.
You think it's random. You think it's random. It may be driving the logic center of your brain crazy, but you can actually combine this little Servbot with this box and make a Jack in the Box. I'm gonna make some zombies days real quick here.
And unlike Dead Rising 2, you can do that anywhere. You don't have to go to a workshop or a workbench, rather.
When this game was unveiled at E3, people were, or what's the Microsoft event? I don't remember which one it was, but people were complaining that they went too gritty and it wasn't true to what Dead Rising is. I'm just looking here, and this looks exactly like the last two games.
You know, I had a conversation with Capcom Vancouver during a Gamescom press trip, or we gotta keep our eyes on this. And they admitted that, you know, that was a conscious decision to kind of get people's attention with it. You know, people know what to expect from a Dead Rising game these days as far as, like, tone and humor and all the great craziness that can happen. And so they kind of did that to get people's attention, get people talking. That's awesome. But yeah, this is absolutely the same tone and irreverence that you'd expect from coming off the first two. So.
And how many zombies, I mean, obviously you can't give me an exact count, but how many zombies do they pack onto screen?
Many.
I mean,
like in the previous games, it was like, holy crap, that's a sea of zombies.
Right. Well,
is it even more than that, or is it kind of similar in scope?
Tim's going to demonstrate, I believe.
So, yeah, I'm going to go hunt down some zombies to give you an idea. First, I want to introduce the Roller Hog. This is a Harley mixed with a steamroller. It makes zombies go squish super easily. This is one of the earlier things you get in the game. God,
yes!
Look at this. Yes. And this is absolutely, I think, the best vehicle in the game. Like, it goes, oh God, there's a big explosion there. Okay.
You can't top that.
You can't. And you know what? I've seen different people's accounts of, like, early hands-on, and they say that they see, you know, frame rate issues. I did not notice a single stutter or anything. This game has its technical problems, but as far as I'll show you another example. Like, let's say that this one blew up. I could ditch that, and on the road, you know, they'll have little sets like this, just like the box was next to the Servbot toy. You just run up to this, hold down the craft button or the item weapon or the item button, bring up your inventory, and then it'll prompt you to.
And they
to
usually have them kind of placed near each other, or do you got to, like, get in a truck and drive it over?
You'd have to park them next to each other unless you're in your garage. So, yeah, you see.
Use your alternate fire, though. That's the coolest part.
Okay, hold on. We're good, I think. Yeah, Nick is, like, appropriately, like, I don't know, frazzled with everything that happens.
Well, let's talk about him a little bit. So, Frank West was in the first game. Mm-hmm. There was some stunt driver in the second game that...
Chuck Green,
and then who was in the third? Who's this guy here?
Nick Ramos,
and what's his backstory?
He's a mechanic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just did a donut while activating the front-mounted flamethrowers on my Roller Hog. I just wanted to point that out. And Nick is, he makes these vehicles, and he's like, why wasn't I just always doing this anyway? Why'd I wait until the zombie apocalypse to do this?
Police.
Yeah, probably.
And right now, you're just kind of running around. If you ran around this much in the previous 2 games, you'd be panicking because the timer would be going down.
Yeah.
What's up with the kind of mission structure in this one?
There is a timer. It's ticking right now, but also I was going to show off a safe house. You unlock these safe houses that you can go and save in. You can save anywhere in the story mode, but these are nice. You can go and get any weapon from a locker that you've made. You look in the bottom, there's like sort of a currency, those blue bars. So for example, these smaller items, I could get 8 of them.
Okay.
But if I wanted some of my more exotic weaponry,
weird.
No,
Weird
you
and
didn't.
purple.
it's
What
like
was
I could
that?
get 2
personal
of these.
massager.
You look at the bottom, I can make 2 of these appear.
Okay.
So I'll choose some really cool ones here before answering that question. Okay, that one's pretty good.
Whoa.
And gosh, the sledge saw is the new. Oh, this one's. Wait, do I have them? The machine
The traffic
gloves.
light
Oh, Dragon
one
Punch.
is good. Really? Like the traffic light that electrocutes everyone.
Where is it?
I think you scrolled past it.
Is it?
Yeah, one of those guys.
I don't have enough
the
for it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me just see if I can find another one that's pretty darn cool.
Well, this is good because, like, once you unlock it, like Tim said, you have access to this stuff at any time.
What's the 132 out of 370?
Must be combos or items total. Oh, this just shoots axes out of it, which is pretty good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. All right. So let's think with this. Actually, I'm gonna change my costume a little bit.
You're wearing bell bottoms or something, dude.
Let's see here. I want something maybe a little less subtle. I had a cop outfit I really liked. I don't know what happened to that though.
Ooh, nice blazer or whatever that is. Whoa.
God damn it.
He just swears to himself.
Yeah, he's rarely pleased with what he's wearing.
Unlike me. There we go.
Nice.
That's looking pretty good, I think. You asked about the timer. So it ticks so slowly that it's just not even a factor.
Okay, because that was the most frustrating part of the last 2 games. in my opinion.
And Nightmare mode is there if you want it to be a little bit more intense, but
Is that there from the outset, or do you got to beat it once?
yeah,
Okay.
or it can be a new game plus. So after I beat this, I'm like, I want to use all my skills, which is worth bringing up too. The skills are like finally in player's control to spend. I want to increase life points here, inventory size, my durability of my weapons, how much ammo I get with each gun, how fast I build things, how fast I run. This is one that improves like your how much experience you gain. And Jeff, maybe you could talk a little bit about what these do.
Yeah, the combo categories are really great because I put a bunch of points in those. They allow you to substitute, like items are kind of categorized, like there's toys, there's melee, like bats, things that you push. And if you put points into the combo categories, it kind of allows you to substitute anything within that category when you are making combos. So you don't necessarily need like a rake and a 2x4 to make a certain weapon. You can use any kind of like long weapon, which makes it easier if you're just running around, just improvising on the fly.
Interesting. And you guys played co-op.
Yes.
And was the woman who jumped on the back of the bike, is that the co-op partner?
No.
Or is she just a mission of
She's
like,
just like a survivor.
NPC or whatever?
Yeah.
I think she might have been. I think she is. That may have been Annie from the story. This may be a point in the story where you actually do have a.
Okay.
But that's not the co-op character.
No, I'm sorry.
Who do you
Not the
play
co-op
as in
character.
co-op then?
It's Dick. You play as Dick, which is like just some trucker dude that kind of looks like Chuck Green, but he's got a different attitude. Nick is really like a nice guy. He's really likable, and Dick's sort of a dick. And they handle situations differently, which is really cool. And they talk to the same NPCs differently. Let's see if I can find a really big crowd here.
Dear.
But yeah,
What kind of achievements do they have for running dudes down?
it's just different tiers of zombies killed.
It's got the classic, like, was it 53,000 plus
Right, for
zombie
zombies? And there's
genocide.
like another one, like twice as many.
I'm going to say you get pretty close to that 53,000 after just like an hour. You guys
Yeah.
are just mowing them down.
There is Connect support too, which you can yell over here or zombies, and like a ring will emanate from your character, and it kind of attracts attention.
Yeah, that's nice when it works.
Yeah, when it works, exactly. Tim and I were having some problems with Connect recognizing it. And also, creates an issue because we're talking to each other on our headsets, and then all of a sudden Tim's saying, over here, and I think he's speaking to me and wants me to go to where he is.
There was some Abbott and Costello routines
Yeah.
going on. Okay, this is important. Listen to this.
That's a nice call out. Great.
Yeah, it's nice. You get
Any other Capcom things? Obviously, they did the serve bot again.
You can make a Blanca mask that you put on dudes, I think, or you put on yourself, and it is like an electrocution thing, and you can zap people. So, and then I think when you beat the game, I haven't unlocked it yet, but you can get like a Mega Man X outfit. I saw some pictures that Capcom released, and I haven't gotten that, unfortunately, but I really, really want that.
And what about weapon durability? It just seems like you're just going crazy with stuff here.
Yeah, you can collect magazines and books that will increase stats, and one of them can be durability. And
unlike in past games, like a magazine was an inventory item, this time it takes up it's a separate category that doesn't take up a space that a weapon would otherwise do. And you just once you collect it, it kind of appears in a menu. You could switch them at any time.
And and that was one of the stats that I increased right away. Was durability.
Yeah.
That was something that was important to me, so I put the.
What is that?
This is a forkwork. This is the combination of a forklift and a fireworks truck
There's some
van.
zombies on there, dude.
I'm gonna get some zombies on here, dude. Get ready for it. And then the alt fire is pretty cool. Is it this one? See ya.
Yeah. Overall, it just seems like so much has been not simplified, but just kind of it's been made a lot easier. Being able to just craft stuff on the fly is great.
It's so nice.
Being able to tailor your character to what you want when you're leveling up.
Being able to just grab your favorite items already pre-constructed out of a locker. It takes the sting out of like durability and stuff that some people may have had.
And even like the controls, like you don't have to do like a long attack press to do a stronger attack. That like a light and a regular attack and a strong attack are mapped to different buttons now.
Oh, another nice thing is like if Jeff hopped in this, if he were playing co-op and Jeff hopped in, he would be doing a completely different secondary fire.
Very Saints Row-esque then.
Yeah, exactly. And Jeff and I had a lot of fun doing co-op. It's you save all your player progress for sure when you're playing, and you're supposed to be able to save story progress too, I think, and it's supposed to just let you skip chapters that you beat in co-op if you get to them, which is nice. But yeah, it's pretty much unchanged from Dead Rising 2. Really, really simple as far as that goes.
It just looks like silly fun, and
yeah, it is. It's a good, but there's one thing we haven't seen any examples yet, but as I mentioned in my review, the construction site's lousy with zombies. There's a lot of bugs that people should expect, which Jeff and I had different experiences with it. I would drop an item and it would just fall through the game world, which is things I've seen that in games like Dead Island and stuff. Like I know the more ambitious that an open world gets, you can have a lot of bugs, and this is no exception. Certain items would just disappear. I was fighting zombies and I'd be going to swing at a crowd and they'd just dissolve into thin air. Like, okay. I also had some weapons just wouldn't appear in my hands. And I'd be swinging and it'd be making chainsaw noises, but I wouldn't actually be doing any damage, which was really weird. So it's just little things like that, lack of polish on certain elements of it, and that was frustrating to me.
Is that 22,563 zombies killed?
Total, my entire playthrough.
Okay, I was like, did we just do that right now?
No.
That would be impressive. Let's see if I have any other weapons I haven't used.
Yeah, and this time there's also, I know in the past they've had like police officer or security guards that had guns, but this time there's more types of zombies, like firefighters, and there's football players that will tackle you, and those guys are like stronger. Yeah. And you also get a lot more prestige points for killing them.
They still have
you also have combos here too, which Tim is doing, which is really an addicting way to play the game.
Yeah, for sure. There's more than a couple times I was like on my way to doing a story mission, and I'm just like, I got my combo going, and then the more of these finisher moves you do, the every time you do a finisher, when you're seeing me do this move here, it's giving me a multiplier, so I start getting more PP with each kill. And so then you just start going in on that chain, and then this weapon's broken, so then I switch to another combo weapon and keep ranking up the experience. And then suddenly all my weapons are broken, and I've gained 2 levels on a whim, and have all these attribute points to spend, and I don't care, because I can just run to a safe house, get my weapons back, and the timer's not ticking, or it's not ticking so fast that I feel like I wasted time. which is, if you liked killing zombies in the previous games, like, finally you can do it while breathing easy. So something I really enjoy about it. This game is also, I think it's worth saying, like, I've played a good chunk of the launch titles so far, and this one is just, of next gen launch titles, and this one is just, there are bugs, but like the amount of zombies that they have on screen, I think the game looks pretty solid. I think it's one of those ones where you're like, okay, this is a next gen game. Like, these are things that I don't think could be done to this level of quality on a 360.
And what about the story? I know, obviously,
it's goofy. There's some fun cameos.
I like the first one a lot, actually. The
Yeah.
second one was okay.
This takes place about 30 years after the Fortune City incident. Also, keep an eye open for these logos here. That means there's a safe house nearby. It takes place about 30 years later, and if you liked the stories in the first two, even as silly as they are, they address all that lore. They answer some questions. There's some great cameos and some twists, and I really appreciated the story. And the psychopaths return, and they're actually linked to the 7 deadly sins. So, for example, we fought like just a terribly obese lady in a buffet who liked to vomit on us and throw plates and chow down on the buffet until she threw up on us. And it was just, that's kind of what you'd come to expect from Dead Rising.
Right. And another thing we can't show here is smart glass. Tim, what can you do with that?
Actually, Jeff was my co-pilot the other day, so I'll let him answer that one.
Yeah, basically you get a fellow survivor, one of the good ones, has access to some military equipment, and you start off, you're just kind of doing some basic missions for him, like going to places and unlocking boxes, which give you items, and putting food in boxes, but eventually you're able to do things like call in airstrikes.
So you could just drop one right here. And
Yeah, you call in a drone attack, and then there would just be tons of bombs dropping in the immediate vicinity. You also can look at a map and search for, hey, I'm looking for a firearm, and it'll point like a beacon to an area that's close by that has those items. Something to point out too is just in general, smart glass or not, the map and the mini map, because this is an open world, there's a lot of collectibles, and there's always something popping up on your mini map, like, hey, here's a statue that gives you a bunch of PP, or hey, here's a survivor, or here's something like some blueprints. That's how you find your combined element, the items that you can combine. This through blueprints that are hidden throughout the world. So
cool.
And speaking of the map, I can zoom out here to give you a sense of the world. So we've been kind of just tooling around in one of these. There's highways that connect everything. It gets really addicting to just sort of like, oh, okay, these blue ones, that's a weapon combo. I could go there and get a brand new weapon combo that's with me forever.
What are the brown dots or the brown markings?
These are
down there, all that
this
stuff.
is just all off maps. Only the gray stuff is playable.
I was just wondering if that's stuff you didn't get to, or
No. It's all just kind of off limits. But yeah, it's just these 4 little cities. They have a different feel. Each of them, ones will be like upper class, and one will be, just more shopping district. And so it's a lot of fun going in between these. Later in the game, you end up going like between cities a lot, and if you're just kind of like going for the story, you'll end up just feeling like you're doing some fetching. But with all these little distractions in between, like clearing out a safe house, or like getting these combos, or collecting Frank West statues, or there's more emergent, side quests and stuff that the guy will call you on the phone that Jeff was just talking about, and he'll say, hey, go investigate this place, and you'll get you'll either rescue a survivor or get some extra supplies or something.
Well, cool. I think that's a pretty good look at this, and if you want some more critique on it, definitely check out Tim's review on GameInformer.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you guys again for showing us this.
I'm always down for playing more of this
day
game.
one for me.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you convinced me. This looks great. And this is out on the 22nd with the launch of Xbox One. We'll see you next time, everyone.